Okay, yeah. Hi guys, it's Ryan Murdoch here. Endless Journey. Endless Journey is my channel name, and we're doing a video here today. It's going to be called How to Find Your Passion and Make It Your Career. Okay, so it's all about you today. Thanks for tuning in. I love making videos, so please let me share my wisdom with you. All right. So I've been through this stuff. I've had my own findings, things that worked for me. Of course, I'm still on the endless journey of finding my highest potential in my work life. But I think I've got something valuable to share with you here. All right, I tell you what, if you clicked on this video, I'm going to assume that you're the kind of person that needs more than just a regular job. Okay? And you're not everybody. I grew up in a family that worked in factories, and they made a lot of money, and they had job security. They had a lot of benefits, and they didn't really spend a lot of time worrying about achieving their highest passion. They were just thankful that they were taken care of in the world. And I don't know if that was, correlates with a generation or just a certain groups of people or what, but I think in this day and age, more and more young people are expecting more and more fulfillment from their work. So this is probably you. So I could almost group. I got a little friend here. He's bugging me, trying to steal my video. I'll be right. We'll go for a walk in a bit, Harley. Okay, so it doesn't really work like that. There's not three groups, but just for conversation's sake, let's say there was three groups, okay? I'm going to call group one the people who are just happy to have income and security, okay? I'm not going to say anything negative about that. That's fantastic. Some people don't have a job at all, or maybe they're too lazy, or I don't know what. There's nothing wrong with going and doing a good day's work and earning some money. Heck no. How can you criticize that? Okay? Now, I'm going to say there's a stage two. Stage two would be I have some things that I'm particularly good at rather than other things. And when I do those, I enjoy my day. So, whether you're a technical, mathematical, scientific person, or a creative person, or it could be anything really. But for me, like when I first was a teenager, I had jobs in fast food joints and cutting grass, and I wasn't passionate about those things. And then through the middle of my life, I became a carpenter, and because I went to school for art and I liked building and creating things, my personality was more geared towards that. So it felt a little better for me. And now I'm moving to stage three, where I want to be just crazy passionate about what I do. And I want to make my life my career. Actually, I want to make my career my vocation. I like the word vacation. Not vacation. Well, it's a lot like a vacation. I like that the word vocation sounds like vacation, because theoretically, if you could get just the right career, maybe it would feel like you were on vacation every day. Okay, so let's roll with that. So that would be stage three. Is not just liking what you do and being okay with it, but just your career is just all consuming. You just love it so much. You would just do it. You might even do it if it were free. You like it that much. Okay? So, yeah, this is what I'm entering into right now as I make this video and you watch it. This is me in that space. So 1, 2, 3 right there. The three phases, we'll just say those are, a way to see it. Okay? And let's go back to that word vocation. I think vocation would be level 3. Career might be the level 2. the career is good. A career suggests that you have special knowledge in an area. Um, it's something that you might spend a lot of time in this area, many years, improving yourself at and developing and moving through the ranks. And phase one, I would say that's a job. Okay, now a job is typically where somebody creates a company and they're the leader and you work within that organization. So yeah, I love entrepreneurship, so I'm way far beyond enjoying a job. So okay, so there we go. Let's move on from there. So let's say you're in level 2 or level 3. Maybe you're in level 1. Let's carry on with the video here. So how on earth are you going to find what your passion is? Because maybe you're confused. Maybe you have these thoughts. You're at work. You're having a tough day. Maybe you're out of work. Whatever the case, it's crossed your mind that you'd like to find your passion. And then once you've identified your passion, you can then pursue whatever job that might be. So how on earth are we going to find our passion and therefore our new career? I hear people say it all the time. Oh man, I think I want to do something else. I don't know what to do. You got to go for it. You got to say, hey, you know what? You got to say, hey, I want a new job. I want a new career. I want a vocation. I want to be passionate about my work. You can't just hum and haw and vent to your friends about it for a month or two and you've got no ideas, so you just go back to the old ways. You can do that, but, maybe you'd like to take a more a strategic approach to it, okay? So I went through this feeling very lost for a certain amount of time, and what I often do is read books. I'm like a researcher. I get something in my head. I just start asking everybody, hey, do you love your job? How long have you been doing this? You ready to move on? I just kind of walk around, get some info. But yes, I read books. And two of these books, before I go on with the books, I want to say one more thing. Some people are spiritual people. They're like waiting for a sign. They're asking the universe, please show me a sign. What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? Show me what my passion is or what's my mission or whatever. And I'm a pretty open-minded spiritual person. And I do pray and I do try to have some form of contact with, higher powers or spirit guides or whatever. I know not everybody thinks that, but from time to time, I do entertain that idea. So I really took that to my meditation, and I had this kind of funny vision where my personal spirit guides, I said, guys, you got to show me a sign, tell me something. And what I got back with this little visualization of my spirit guides saying, Ryan, quit asking us. I felt like they were hitting me on the head from like heaven or whatever, and like, stop asking us, man. You're the boss. It's your life. You create your life. We work for you. We help you. You tell us what to do. You tell us what you want to do, and we go and we help you. Okay? So take it or leave it, that side comment. Okay, moving past that into something more practical. Yes, read a book, ask your friends. Okay, so I'm going to recommend 2 books. I may have read many more, but this story is going back like 2 or 3 years ago, so I'm forgetting details. So I bought a book called Strength Finders. I think there's a few versions of it. Anyways, you can Google it. And Strength Finders is about a book about identifying your own personal strengths. So whatever that may be, maybe you're quite a physical person, maybe you're a quick thinker, maybe you're great at managing many people on big projects, maybe you like to travel, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, the idea is sometimes people will try to suggest to you that you need to work on the areas of your life that are not very good, like maybe managing money or personal relationships, or I mean, it doesn't matter. It could be any number of things. But in the content of the book Strength Finders, it suggests that you need to take what you already have and just really make that great. Bill Gates, he just needed to stay with the computers, and I'm sure he could hire somebody to cook his food and manage his diet, or do his taxes, or all these other side concerns. Okay, so it's the idea that you take what you're best at and you just really dial that in, and you become the best. You do a niche. You get a niche. The more obscure your niche, quite often the better. And there is somebody else who is going to be so good at something you need that you can't do. So just you do your thing, and you let somebody else help you with those other things that you're not as good at. Okay, so let's move on from Strength Finders. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I've got so much to say. So I read after that a book called Pathfinder. I don't know where I found these books. This Pathfinder book is a great big fat book. It's like a textbook. It was almost like something that you would have used in school. So it actually had spaces and like exercises at the end of the chapter. And just speaking very quickly, it was like a textbook. It's like a miniature course to just try to figure out what it is you want to do. So it does have homework, and yeah, you would do the homework. I did the homework. I mean, of course. So and so you systematically, analytically go through like all these questions, like do you want to work inside? Do you want to work outside? Do you want to have a job at a computer? Do you want to do labor? Do you want to work with people? Do you want to work by yourself? And it just goes through this like a funnel, and it's just, you got to get, you're never going to know, you're never going to get close enough to knowing what it is you want to do without eliminating a whole bunch of information. So you just deductively coming to a conclusion, and this did a lot for me. There's one exercise in the book I really remember, and you go through all that, and then at some point in the book it says, okay, write down 5 jobs, and don't worry about money, or don't worry about how many of those jobs exist, or don't worry about education or connections. Just clear your mind. Just quickly, fast as you can, just write down 5 things that would be just awesome, that you just know you would be happy at for like years to come. And I did, and they were all quite similar, and I could probably name them, but I'll spare you for the sake of this video. So I would look back on that, and that's very enlightening information to see, just to be brutally honest about what you want to do for yourself. Okay, so let's keep trucking here. So I wanted to mention, another good little exercise which has stayed in my mind for quite a long time. There's something called the Myers-Briggs. I believe I'm saying that right. The Myers-Briggs test, and can't remember what psychologist made that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I could have researched that. I did know at one point. So this is this long test. It's not that long. Okay, just take 20 minutes of your day, and it asks you these questions, and then it puts you in to one of 16 categories, and there's 4 letters. So for me, I came out a very rare type. I think like 2% or less of the world is the type that I am. So that's INFJ. Intuitive, feeling, judging. So it means I'm introverted. Intuitive, feeling, judging. See, I've forgotten. Okay, but the thing is, what I found there is that I work best spending more time by myself. Not to say I'm 100% an introvert, because who is? I mean, that's a man-made concept. So I'm slightly more introverted. Actually, I'm a heck of an introvert. But anyways, I always trust my instincts. rather than reasoning, although I am also an analytical person. And but the number one thing well, two things I got out of the INFJ was one, that we make better. We like to work by ourselves outside, independently of a larger organization. So we like to have that freedom to just work independently and have the freedom to manage our time and to contribute something that we've created just ourselves. And then a huge part of INFJ is the humanitarian part. So I am a very ethical person. I'm very critical of what I'm creating through my work on a day-to-day basis. So for that reason, there are several jobs that would be very hard, well, basically impossible. It would be impossible for me to do these jobs. I need to know that I'm going to work to earn money and I'm making the world a better place. Like I'm not just responsible for oil spills in the ocean because anyways, I'm not going to go off on a tangent here. So I think you should do this test, the Myers-Briggs test, and it could be helpful for you to recognize your own personality, and it gives you a better insight of what kind of career or vocation you're looking for. Okay, so you got that point. Let's keep trucking here. You know what? I've been reading this book again, and the beginning of this one chapter really stood out on this subject. This is, I guess, might be more interesting for the guys, but girls, I mean, you're going to get it too. So look at this book is David Deida. I don't know if that's how you say his name. The Way of the Superior Man. And it's like, it's a spiritual type of book for like being a man. Yeah. There's some stuff I really forgot. I read it the first time and I just read it quick. I'm like, okay, this is cool. But just this last few weeks, I'm like, wow, okay, I'm getting it now because I need it right now. So I've been revisiting this book. So in this book, we got chapter 12 here. And girls, please entertain this. Be willing to change everything in your life. I'm going to read it real quick here because I think it's pertinent to what we're talking about today. Here we go. A man must be prepared to give 100% to his purpose, fulfill his karma or dissolve it, and then let go of that specific form of living. He must be capable of not knowing what to do with his life, entering a period of unknowingness, and waiting for a vision or a new form of purpose to emerge. These cycles of strong, specific action, followed by periods of not knowing what the hell is going on, are natural for a man who is shedding layers of karma in his relaxation into truth. Okay, so of course I relate to this. And this is another thing that can happen, okay? I don't know, I guess I hear about people who have worked a job for 20 years and then one day they just say, I don't want to do this anymore. And they know what they want to go back to school for. And then they go to school for that for 4 years and then they work in that field. That could work, but I think the vast majority of people are going to go through an amount of time. It could be half a year to 3 years. It's not a set time where you have just admitted that you would like to do something different, but you're not quite entirely clear yet. So I know for me that my previous career it's still my career, just felt like it was weighing me down. So I just started to become a minimalist so that I could do that less and have more free time to try new things. And then as I try new things, some things are inevitably a dead end. However, other things I find I didn't realize, but I really enjoy them. Like, who knew I would want to be making YouTube videos all the time? So I really enjoy it. So, okay, so this means that you're going to have to practice some patience and have some faith. And if you go halfway and you give up and you lose faith or you turn back, all that time and energy is lost. Okay? So this doesn't mean just like quit your job and start feeling negative about everything or slandering your existing scenario. In fact, you should. I'm come to a place where I'm really thankful for what I have to work for, because I can use that money that I earn to invest in whatever I may be doing in the future. So plug that into your mind as well. Okay. So you can see that we have all these analytical, these really logical, strategic ways of coming to conclusions. We know all these different job titles. We've got the books. We know we're going to spend some time trying stuff. And there's a very intellectual approach. And then, as I said, you're going to have some faith. So for this point, I'm just reminding you that, like, we don't always know what's going to happen or who's going to come along and help us. So I urge you to also, from that place of faith, just be patient. And I mean, there's some things that like just defy logic and planning, and it's like the tarot card Wheel of Fortune. It's the card that says, on any given day, a person's fortune can they can lose everything or gain everything. You just don't know who you're going to meet or what situation's going to come up. So, get in the open headspace and do your homework and be prepared. Okay. So, how do you know? I want to say another thing too. So, finding your passion beyond the logic, you can look to your hobbies, obviously. Is there a sport you love? Can you be a coach in that sport? What did you love as a child? Like, I mean, did you love, I liked, little trucks in the sandbox and building structures, and I ended up in construction. I liked Lego. I liked, it kind of happens like that. Another thing that's a popular way that people arrive at their passion is they have an experience. I'm sorry, I keep speaking from my own experience, but for example, I had a hard time with my health due to my diet. So I read all these books on that subject also, and many of the authors came from a background of having been so sick that their life was ruined, and then were in other careers, and then in the process of needing to get better, they had to learn all this stuff about proper diet and lifestyle and whatever, and so they became nutritionists or medical doctors, natural doctors, and so their vocation was born of their life experience. Maybe if you had a lot of anxiety, maybe you conquered it, and then you went on to become some kind of a counselor. Do you see what I'm saying here? Okay, so anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this up. We're hitting 24, 25 minutes here, and I could go on forever. If you got some questions, you can put them. I would like to answer them. So just know that you finding your passion and making it your career, it begins when you decide, okay? You're going to go through that time when you're having a bad day at work, you're grumpy, you feel like maybe you need some changes. But it only begins on the very beginning, the first step, when you say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm just going to go through each step, and I'm not going to freak out. I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to go take each fork in the road and I'm going to trust my instincts, and you will arrive there. Okay. So I hope you have a good day, and this information is useful to you. So my pleasure as always to make the video, and hope you are healthy and happy and strong and free. So I'll see you again soon. Ryan Murdoch, Endless Journey. Peace.